Hello friends, I'm Julie with Bookshelf by Julie. I'd like to welcome you to my crafty space. Thanks for dropping in. It's good to have somebody to hang out with. So I hope you'll find something useful in this. Maybe. In doing paper crafting, everybody always does it a little bit differently. Some people do it rigidly the way they do it, and some people are just willing to experiment and try this and that. Well, this is the way that I've discovered that works best for me. I'm not saying it works better than anybody else or best for someone else. This works best for me when I'm doing a hidden spine. So yeah, I'm going to show you how I do it, and then we'll move on to our next bit of what we're going to do with this wraparound journal, okay? So with a hidden spine, you're going to sew your signature into the part that you're going to put glue down to your journal. Yep. And so once you do that, then you very carefully position it and put it where you want it to be. Now with this, I want this to be sort of centered-ish, where I have about 1/4 inch on each end. The reason I'm not putting it all the way to the end is I don't want it to be covering up parts of the journal on the inside. So this is going to sit right in between. I'll show you when we get there. So I put it just 1/4 inch short of both ends. Okay. And I'm going to put my clips on there so that hopefully it'll all stay still and just behave itself while I'm working on things. You know what? It would have been good if I'd have got my awl out before the video. But a good crafter always keeps their awl nearby, right? Okay. Now, I'm going to get my, like I said before, this is just packaging, but it works great for a bookbinding cradle. We are crafty people. We do crafty things, right? So, okay, we're going to put this in here, and we're going to go in the center all the way through, about 1 inch up, and that's just what works best for me. Maybe I'll go a little more than 1 inch on this one, and about a little more than 1 inch down, because I've got that just 1/4 inch off. Okay. All right. This is what works best for me. Like I said, other people probably have other things that work better for them. So now we sew, right? Sew. All right. Now here you can make a decision, and I think I'm going to make that decision. You can go in this way and have a knot to tie on this side, or you can go in this way and have a knot to tie on this side. I think I'm going to tie it on this side, because that way I don't have anything in the center but just the thread that's binding it together. Does that make sense? Hope it did. So I'm going to go in this way, and hopefully this won't give me too much grief, right? I hope. Yeah, signatures are, I guess, the most hinky part of doing journals. Sewing them in anyways. Come on already. Gosh. Okay. Then in through there, out through here. You can go do the top or the bottom. It's interchangeable. It doesn't matter, you know. I never cut my thread off because I don't want to sabotage myself. Some people are very secure in doing that. I'm not. I'm not. So I don't. And I'll trim it off at the end. That works best for me. Like I said, what I do doesn't always work best for somebody else. It just works best for me. So I think that's what crafters do. We evolve and we learn, and we figure, well, this works best for me now. Maybe that'll work better for me later, you know. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that needle so I don't stab myself. Okay, now I'm going to take some of this back in. I'm going to leave enough string to to tie, but I don't need a whole lot, right? And I want my end strings, I want them on both sides of this string that's in the middle, just like if you were tying it around the other way, right? You want to make sure these are taut, and then pull it real good and tight, and tie it double up. And since I'm doing this to the back, I don't want a huge big old knot hanging out there getting in my way of putting things down. So I'm just going to leave it like that because it's going to be glued and taped and glued, and I'm not going to worry about it being coming undone, because it's not going to. Okay, here we go. And I'm just going to cut the strings off like so. And that will be, hopefully, just behave itself and be right under the signature, right? Okay, now that we've got that done, now, I did trim off a little bit. I trimmed this to make this even. Then I trimmed a little off the bottom because my journal is 8.5. So I wanted my signature to be a little less than that. So I trimmed off about a 1/4 inch off the bottom, which worked for me. Okay. All right, now I'm going to set this signature sort of to the back of this spine. You can see the spine here. It's a 1-incher. I want some room up here because I'm going to put an expandable pocket here. So that's what we're doing in a minute. So I'm going to set this signature in there like so, ish, as straight as I can get it. And it's going to get under here on both sides, right? Not in my fold. And my mats aren't going into my folds either. So you have to be careful about when you're putting things down. You don't want anything to get into the fold of your journal. Now my paper here that I'm doing this with is going in over those folds. But okay, you have to make a choice on that too. You either make them short of the fold or over the fold by far, because it's going to be always moving, and that can make your paper let go if you're not careful. So put them over by far and then mat over them, and they're not going anywhere then. So that's the way I do. Just and then you work your score marks into that. Works best for me. Like I said, this is just what works for me. It might not be the best for everybody else. So do what works for you. Okay? So let's put this in there. We'll do this big side first and get it cinched in, right? Same way as I do on everything else that I do. I do the double stick tape and then I put a lot of glue on it because, yeah, I don't want my edges letting go, and I need to have that little security blanket of wiggle room so I can move it if I need to. And I usually need to. I mean, you know, that's the thing. This isn't a precise science or anything, so we have to be careful when we're putting things down that we don't get things where they're moving around on us. We want them to get in there and just be still right now, but let me move it in case it's not. So that's my glue. It lets me move it. Well, it gives me a second or two. This glue dries really fast. So if you use the Fabri-Tac or something like that, then you know you're probably going to be doing well with that. Come on, get in the right place already. Okay. Yeah, the I can't use that because my my asthma acts up every time. I've tried it several times and I finally gave up because, you know, girl needs to breathe, right? so yeah, I gave up on that. All right, so we've got that in there, and we're going to go ahead and take this off. So we put the mat down to cover up our part of our hidden spine we have hanging over there. Again, with my glue, because I want my edges to stay down. Right? Okay. I could do it a little bit straight. That would be helpful, but you know, yeah, that doesn't work either. So I do the best I can. That's what we do, right? The best we can. The best we can. And then we put it down there. Yep. I like what G. Kerr says. She says, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's handmade. That makes it special. So we don't have to be perfect. We're being special, right? Okay. I'm being silly again. Here we go. Okay, now we're going to do our back. Hopefully I'm staying in shot with all my turning this way and that way. Yeah, I do like sewing the signatures in. And you can do that on these. There's nothing that says you can't just sew the signature in like normal. You don't have to do a hidden anything. Just sew the thing right in there. It's fine. I just wanted to be different at this time, I suppose. You know, sometimes you got to do it a little differently and be, I don't know, expanding. I've done these before, and they're not my absolute favorite, but I do like them on certain circumstances. You know? I do. So, I'm going to get a good bit of glue right up and under there. So, yeah. But yeah, I do like them. But my go-to is just sewing it through the spine, you know. Because it's easier. Right? I like easier. Excuse me. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Let's get this one on there, and then we'll check and see if we've made any disastrous boo-boos with our, you know, stuff. Who knows? With this kind of thing, you don't know until you get it to where you go, oh no, I did that awful, you know. And then you fix it. Because in paper crafting, there's always a way to fix it. And so hopefully, if I did it awful, there'll be a way to fix it. Without taking it all completely apart and having to redo everything. No, I'm not going to do that. We will fix it if there's anything wrong. But let us be positive, right? Might not be anything wrong, right? I can hope. Now this flap is the one that we left over to make the pocket. So that's going to be a pocket. The big pocket on the side, right? Okay. Now, let's not worry about that right now. Let's turn this around and get this doohickey here. See where our fold is? We want that to get sort of folded, right? Okay. Now let's see where this fold is and help it fold. There you go. Helping it fold is a good thing. Getting it right in there, right? Well, that's not too terrible, is it? That worked. Okay. We've got our signature in. It doesn't wiggle around. That's a good thing. You know? Okay. I think that's the worst of it, right? It's not worst. We're having fun, dadgummit. Okay, so next what we're going to do is put this together. I put most of it together sort of off camera because I've done expandable pockets many times on video. So I'm just going to show you how to put one together, and then we'll put the whole thing together, right? It's my doohickey. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to put this, what are you doing? I'm going to put this together. I've got my double stick tape already on there. And I don't do but one side at a time because security net and all that. I like the safety of being careful so that I don't have to redo something too much. Sorry if I'm out of shot. You know, we kind of get used to pulling something towards us when we're putting it together. If it's a little bit hinky, we go, well, let me see that, you know. So now we take this one out. This is hinged, well, gusseted, however you want to put that. It's gusseted. It's got a 1/4 inch gusset on each one of these. And what it is, I took 1 inch off the end of the paper, and then I just folded it in half, because this journal, I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. And it's 8.5, and it's this way, you know. So anything that's going in there is going to have to be a little bit shy of that. Right? So, excuse my reach again. Damn. I should put that where I don't have to reach for it, huh? Okay, now I won't need it anymore, but I probably will. Anyways, there's the big old pocket that's going in there. And this one is going to go on just like so. I double side printed these so that when you open the thing up, you still see something pretty. I mean, no matter what's in there, you still, even if it's empty, which it is right now. So, once again, where did I put my, oh my goodness. Oh, here it is. I'm getting too much junk on my desk. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this on here so that I know where I need to put the tape. Because I always line mine up side to side, and then I can see where this tape is, and I'm going to start here and then just move it out of my way and tape that down, right? And this is going to be the front one, so we're going to do it on both sides. Yep, both sides. Because this is the back. Okay, here we go. All right, now, there you go. And if you're new to double-sided tape, make sure you give it a good pressing, because sometimes it doesn't adhere like you want it to, and it'll try to let go of the wrong thing, you know. All right, when you go to get the backing off of it, it'll try to let go. So what we're going to do is put this together, and I'm not going to use any glue in here because this tape is strong and it will hold. Okay, oh, what am I doing? Okay, make sure you got your bottoms down at that end and your tops up at the top, right? Because that would be awkward. Okay, stack up your sides together, then press it, and you've got your big expandable pocket. See? That's pretty cool. Now you've got tape on this side and on this side. Excuse me. Gosh, my asthma. It's unkind. I didn't cover this because nobody's going to see that. It's going to be this way, and that's going to be connected, and nobody's going to see that. Okay. What I did with this is just the fold of the file folder. Once again, I laid my paper down, got myself a little bit of an edge, and trimmed it there. Then I cut off the top bits because I don't like those, and I used more or less what was left to make my flap on the side. So that's super simple. Super simple. Okay, so I'm going to put my back first because that's what I do. And then the front's just super easy. So, okay. We get this together. We have it up this way. And then we just hold it straight. I'm pulling it to myself again. And we hold it straight. And then we lay it down. And then there you go. It's on there. Ha-ha. It's the magic again, right? Okay, so we're going to do this. And that's already there. It's where it's supposed to be. It's super easy and simple just to put that up there, right? Just fold it over and you're good. And you've got your pocket. It's together. I'm going to put a Velcro dot. Right now, just one I think will do. I was thinking about maybe doing a couple of them, but you know, I think one will do. There's plenty of room in there to expand. So I still think one will do. I do like to do Velcro dots, but we shan't be wasteful, shall we? Okay, let's see. I like these little dots. They're super easy. Okay, I'm gonna put it on in the middle-ish. Where's the middle-ish? It is 8. It's 8 inches. So yeah, let's do 4, huh? Okay, right there is 4. So I'm gonna put it in the middle-ish, down a little bit, and stick that over. And then we've got our expandable pocket that closes and opens that way. I didn't mat this part because I thought, why? Because, you know, you see the manila folder anyway, so I'm okay with that. So yeah, now I will, not on camera because we're already over, you know, 20 minutes already, but I will tape that up and stick that in there. And I know you're thinking, well, why did you even bother to put that mat in there? Because you're not going to see it. You're not going to see a lot of it, but you see the edges of it, and I'll know. I'll know if I didn't put it in there. I'll be thinking, oh, I should have put a mat in there. You know, we each have our own weirdness. I have my own weirdness, and I had to put a mat there, so that's what I did. So yeah. Okay, that's what's going there. That's what's going there. This pocket's going to get put down now that the mat is in there, right? The signature's in there. The pocket's here. Now this one is a little different than the other one, of course, but you know, if you're doing a journal, why would you do them exactly the same, right? Because this one opens this way, right? And it has the pocket on this side. And this one, oh, this has my flippy flappy. I'm still working on this. It has my, you know, those things and stuff and such and such and such. Anyways, this one has a different thing than that one. But that's okay. I like to make them different, okay? So when they both get done, it's going to be fun to flip through and say, hey, that's really cool, you know, and oh, I'm glad I did it that way, or man, I really messed up there. It's okay. I don't say that too often. I'll just fix it, okay? So I hope you guys are having fun with your crafting, because crafting is fun. It's relaxing, and it helps us all feel better about ourselves, right? So I hope you found something useful in this. Hidden spine, expandable pocket, you know, all that kind of stuff. If you could please find it in your heart to like and subscribe, that would just be awesome and wonderful, and I'd greatly appreciate it. I have plans for lots more stuff to do, lots more projects, lots more. So, yep, we're going to have lots of fun with our crafting. Thanks for watching. TTFN.